Welcome, Auris. Today, I have for you the Bremont Broadsword. Now, taking it off the pillow, put that aside. Now, this watch here has become my favorite daily watch, and there's a few reasons why. First of all, the case. Now, if you have a look at the case, it's mainly a brushed finish, and the only signs of polishing are these little parts on the lugs and a tiny bit at the edge of the bezel there. And that's pretty much it. And I mean, a bit on the crown, but overall, it's mainly a brushed finish. And the case itself, it's actually hardened steel, so it makes it a lot more resistant to scratches. And as you can see, I've worn this almost every day. I've had it for about, I want to say 6 months maybe, and I barely have any scratches on it. And this watch is my most strap changed watch. I don't typically wear it on the OEM strap. I usually wear it on a NATO strap or a steel bracelet that I've customized for this watch. Now, one of the things that makes me love this watch is if you look at it, right? I love how the bezel, it kind of like fades into the case. It kind of makes it look like it's one piece. You see that? I don't know, for some reason I really love that look, and I really think this is a great modern interpretation of the Dirty Dozen. I mean, look at this. The case shape is just, it's a really nice case shape. You really have to see it in person to really appreciate how everything comes together on this watch. And if you look on the sides of the case, yes, it's all brushed, and usually when you think of a all brushed watch, you know, it's a bit boring, it's just brushed. It doesn't really have any details. But have a look. They have these nice stepped detailing here. Really breaks up the monotony. And on the case back, they have the insignias of the armed forces. Now, I don't really have any connection with the armed forces. I just purchased this watch because I really liked the aesthetic of it. And I wanted a watch that I could wear daily without really worrying about getting it scratched. And this watch, believe me, I've worn it to the gym. I've worn it to work. I've worn it when I'm like traveling outside, and I've knocked it a few times, and I really don't see any scratches, even on the polished parts. Sorry about the smudges. You can't really see any scratches. Yeah, you really can't see any scratches. Now the crown is interesting. It's a black crown with like an aeroplane rotor. And as you can see, those 3 lines are on both sides of the case. Now, I won't go too in depth about the timekeeping of this watch. You know, I don't have any of that fancy equipment. I just buy watches because I enjoy how they look. But it keeps great time. I have never had to adjust this watch. The only time I need to adjust it is when I put it away to wear another watch. And usually that's every, I don't know, like once a month or something. But yeah, every time I wear this watch, it keeps great time. I don't have to adjust it, as I said, only when I put it down to wear another watch and this stops ticking, so I have to wind it again and adjust the time. But other than that, I never have to adjust the seconds. I never have to like adjust the seconds or anything. It's just so accurate. It does have a screw down crown, so that's good for rainy days, and it's been raining quite often lately, so that's a bonus. And the Lume is okay. It's not as great as some other watches that I have, but I don't really care about Lume. It's not a deal breaker for me, but this does have some cool Lume. So the numerals, and you see all these like yellowish greenish dots and stuff, they all have Lume. So let's see if I can get a shot actually. Turn off my light. Yeah, so there you can kind of see the Lume in action. So the numerals and all those little dots have Lume applied to them, and they are a different color, so it helps you differentiate, and it gives it a nice distinct look. Now the strap, I'm not a fan of the original strap. So as you can see how it's like fraying, and I haven't worn it on this original strap before. I actually bought this used, and so the original owner, has worn it. I don't know how many times they've worn it, but it's like already fraying here where you change the straps, and if you look here where you pull the buckle through, the holes are fraying. But the original strap does give it that nice military aesthetic, but I prefer a NATO or a bracelet. Now let's check it out on the wrist. Let's see if I can do this on camera. Sorry guys, bear with me. Now if you are wondering, I have a about a 6.5 inch wrist, and here's how it fits. The Bremont is a 40mm watch. And if you're left-handed, I will try and get this on my my right hand for you. So let's see. Okay. So here it is on my right hand. All right. Now taking a look at the buckle. The buckle is quite nice, and whenever I put it on a NATO or another strap, I do tend to reuse the buckle because it just matches the watch. Bremont and Bremont. Now I think this is a great modern interpretation of the Dirty Dozen. The dial is not a pitch black. It's not pitch black. It's kind of like a washed out black, and in some lighting it will look grey. So it's quite versatile, and gives it a bit of character. Great daily watch. Love the brushed case. Love the finishing. Love how that bezel just kind of disappears into the case, and just an overall great daily watch.